see there when I whisper can send my heart unaware. It's time to celebrate. Okay. We have, over the past 3 broadcasts, the past 3 episodes of the Human Algorithm, we have jumped almost 200% in terms of engagement. What do you say we celebrate? I think it's time for a what do you say? Okay, we can bring down the music a little bit. So, this is the reality of the situation. All right. Over the last 3 broadcasts, my engagement on LinkedIn has jumped 194% with no ads, no marketing team, no corporate push, just intelligent storytelling and a camera on the air live consistently day after day. Got my cadence and my workflow just moving and grooving. And so today we're going to talk about how storytelling is so important and how, institutions, right? Institutions avoid bold framing because they fear being wrong. Creators are bold because they fear being ignored. And so we have the big 4, right? The big 4 consulting multinational firms. Let's see, where are they? Okay, where's my music? There, come on, man, get in there. There we go. Where were we? We were right here. All right, so we've got Deloitte, KPMG, Ernst Young, PricewaterhouseCoopers, right? They all have this sort of insights type of part to their web identity, giving interested parties sort of the down low on what's happening in trends. The problem is that institutions resist in leading with emotion. It's just part of the culture. And so we're going to take a look how Steve Hsu, right here, my man Steve Hsu, let's give a round of applause for Steve. He is I'm part of his profitable audience private business group, and he is a legend. He's, started with my wife, quitterjob.com. He's been drop shipping for like 17 years. So he's an expert at everything when it comes to Amazon and buying products from China and so on and so forth. And he has this amazing video that is just chock filled with awesome information. And he presents it in a storytelling way that grabs you right away. And then we're going to contrast this with Deloitte. And Deloitte also has an amazing video relevant for the holiday season, which is chock full of amazing information. Both are expertly produced, excellent sound, excellent motion graphics, but Deloitte falls short as far as leading with the story. All right, so let's watch Deloitte. I'm going to bring the sound down here, and here we go.
Holiday cheer is in the air, but shoppers are determined to squeeze more value out of every dollar they spend this year. In Deloitte's survey of over 4,000 US consumers, we found that shoppers plan to cut their holiday spending by about 10% on average this year. How? About 7 out of 10 shoppers surveyed say they plan to shop earlier this season, redeem loyalty rewards instead of using cash, or use digital tools to research the best deals. This is true across all income groups, so it isn't just about being financially strapped. 65% of consumers surveyed say they'd consider shifting to other brands this holiday season if their preferred brands felt too expensive.
Okay, my mic was buzzing there. So let's do it again from the top. I apologize, but right there, a minute in, he starts telling the story when he should lead with that statistic right off the bat. Mike is better. I'll shut up and let's do it again.
Holiday cheer is in the air, but shoppers are determined to squeeze more value out of every dollar they spend this year. In Deloitte's survey of over 4,000 US consumers, we found that shoppers plan to cut their holiday spending by about 10% on average this year. How? About 7 out of 10 shoppers surveyed say they plan to shop earlier this season, redeem loyalty rewards instead of using cash, or use digital tools to research the best deals. This is true across all income groups, so it isn't just about being financially strapped. 65% of consumers surveyed say they'd consider shifting to other brands this holiday season if their preferred brands felt too expensive. In other words, brand loyalty is fragile right now.
Okay. All right. So we're going to give that, we're going to stop it right there. And I'm going to show you what I think this video should have started with. It should have started with emotion. He looks great. The sound is great. The music is perfect. Everything is perfect. But he should have started out with, what if 65% of your customers leave this holiday season, right? With a graphic of a stressed out person, like, what is going on with me, to be a sad Santa hand or something, right? And then go into like big retailers still believe discounts win. They're blind to value shifts. All right. So now you expand and lead from that emotion into the frustration and reality of what's happening. And then you say, our survey of 4,000 respondents reveal the unexpected driver. That's how you lead with emotion. Now let's watch Steve. All right. Hold on to your seats because you're going to watch a master in storytelling right here.
For 10 years, Chinese sellers have been cheating on Amazon and getting away with it. We're talking about fake reviews by the thousands, stolen photos, counterfeit products, dangerous junk that could burn your house down.
All right. Do you see that? Do you see that? In the first 14 seconds, let's give Steve a round of applause. All right. Is that amazing or what? In the first 14 seconds, he says, Amazon, right? Fake reviews, I forget, fake reviews on something else, and stuff that might burn your house down. And he's got this thing flaming, and everybody who sees that is bought stuff from Amazon and had in the back of their mind, is everything I hear about China and the stuff that it's, is it true? And so there he sparks everybody's worst fear. Brilliant, 4 stars. Let's give him another round of applause. Where's my applause? Right there. Oops, I got my SFX off. All right, there they are. So we're going to listen. I will be quiet and we'll listen as he makes his thesis. And this is chock full with data, but he presents it in an awesome storytelling fashion.
For 10 years, Chinese sellers have been cheating on Amazon and getting away with it. We're talking about fake reviews by the thousands, stolen photos, counterfeit products, dangerous junk that could burn your house down. And if you've ever bought something on Amazon with 5,000 perfect reviews that turned out to be garbage, this is exactly why. But when these sellers finally get caught, they just disappear and pop back under a new account the following week. Now, why couldn't anyone stop them? Because they were in China. Amazon could ban them and you could report them, but it didn't matter because the FTC could not get to them. You can't file a lawsuit in China, so these sellers were untouchable. But then something weird happened. Chinese sellers on Amazon started dropping like flies, from 60% of all sellers down to just 36%. Now that sounds great, right? Except they did not leave. They just became American, and that was the biggest tactical error that they've ever made. And today,
Okay, so that's 1 minute of the master, Steve Hsu, presenting his argument. Now we're going to do the same minute. Okay, same quality. Both guys are brilliantly mic'd. They both look good. They're both shot, in the same sort of way, from the waist up. Everything looks great. Everything sounds great. Everything is, top shelf in terms of being professional. But just look at the difference.
Holiday cheer is in the air, but shoppers are determined to squeeze more value out of every dollar they spend this year. In Deloitte's survey of over 4,000 US consumers, we found that shoppers plan to cut their holiday spending by about 10% on average this year. How? About 7 out of 10 shoppers surveyed say they plan to shop earlier this season, redeem loyalty rewards instead of using cash, or use digital tools to research the best deals. This is true across all income groups, so it isn't just about being financially strapped. 65% of consumers surveyed say they'd consider shifting to other brands this holiday season if their preferred brands felt too expensive. In other words, brand loyalty is fragile right now. That could be a wake-up call for consumer brands. Consumers aren't just looking for the cheapest option, they want more value for every dollar spent. In our research into value-seeking consumers, we analyzed over 1 million consumer assessments.
Okay, now come on. Totally professional, totally awesome, but didn't Steve Hsu's minute seem a lot faster than Deloitte's minute? Do you know what I'm saying? Because in Steve Hsu's minute, the chemistry of boredom didn't enter the brain, right? But Deloitte here, they started out with, we did a survey of 4,000 people, and they're showing, they're proud of the fact that they spent the money and the time and all of this research to create this very valuable data set of information, and this is the thing. Okay. Major institutions now, more than ever before, have to deal with the content that creators like Steve Hsu are creating. And like I said before, institutions avoid framing because they fear being wrong. Creators are bold because they fear being ignored. And so by that very contrast in reality, creators are going to be we're going to be stealing the attention from big institutional companies like Deloitte and EY and so on and so forth. So this is the power of storytelling, leading with emotion. You have to be courageous if you want to be heard. And, money talks, BS walks, and in just, 3 broadcasts now, 3 episodes, I rose my engagement on LinkedIn and throughout my platforms by 200%. This happens every time I go. I don't go live consistently. I do like month spurts, take some time off, and I like to, hit it for a month. And I just love to see the engagement grow. So this is almost, old news for me. But so if you're a multinational corporation or if you're a small company, going live, leading with emotion, leading with a story is the absolute best, easiest, and fastest way to extend your reach and get more engagement. So I hope this was interesting for you. It was a lot of fun showcasing my man Steve Hsu and his awesome work. And he's brilliant. He is like, I want to spend time with my kids, and he's a master at doing more with less. He says he works like 20 hours a week. He's got the video creation thing down to a science, and with going live, right? There's no editing. All right, so I go live. Steve does his thing the way he does it. I like to go live. But the thing is getting out there, being consistent, and leading with emotion and telling a story. All right, hope you found this interesting. I forget, this is, I think, episode 3 of the human algorithm. I don't think I put that in the title. I'm going to have to go back and make sure I've got this etched in stone as episode 3. All right. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll catch you next time. Au revoir.